So, ICE was on video executing another man today, and Kristi Noem said he brought a gun to the scene. The problem is the video tells a different story. Once again, she come to a quicker conclusion without any proper investigation, which I've always believed once you see the video, the investigation takes long as the video anyway. This guy was a nurse. He was a registered gun owner. He didn't pull the gun on him. He has an open carry permit. ICE tried taking his gun away from him. He had his hands up. He was cooperating, so they started beating him. They were upset that he was filming them beating up a girl they were taking into custody, right? So somebody else filmed ICE filming him, beating him, for him filming ICE beating a girl. Then 8 men on the ground who restrained him. One of the ICE agents, this is what gets me, right? One of the ICE agents pulls out a gun and executes him, fires once and a few more times after that. Other ICE agents were already on top of him, okay? He literally could have killed his own ICE agents. But in this video that just happened, you can watch for yourself. I'll leave a link in the description. In the video, you can hear later after they tear gassed the whole crowd, mad at the crowd because the crowd's tired of their friends and family and people being executed. One of the agents said, "Oh, it's just like Call of Duty, isn't it? So fun." That's the kind of mindset that they are. They think it's fun to kill people and tear gas everybody. Now, personally, if I was the mayor, he's already asked for National Guard help, but the governor should already had that National Guard to remove an ICE. They have asked a judge to file a temporary restraining order against ICE, but ICE is not going to obey that. If you live in Minnesota, my personal opinion is you need to arm yourself because the police chief there is more on ICE's side. He called some of these people agitators already. He wasn't even there. He doesn't want to be in this predicament to begin with. The police in Minnesota are not protecting the people there, right? They're not engaging between ICE and them. ICE is going to keep killing people. Another reason why they need to stop the soccer games from coming to America. They need to stop the World Cup. World Cup has no business in America right now. Like I said, if you are on a team overseas, if you are a player, if you are a fan, you don't come to America. You got to refuse. Teams need to completely refuse to come to America. It needs to go to Mexico and Canada. America has no business hosting any foreign events right now, especially when they're attacking foreigners. It's out of control with these ICE agents. Another thing is, even if you're on the ICE agent side, how weak are these January 6 ICE agents where 8 of them can't hold one nurse? You guys don't even like nurses. You thought they were weak there in COVID in 2020. But apparently one of them was stronger than 8 guys. Then he had to execute him when he was already on the ground and disarmed. So not only did a guy's rights get violated when he has the right to carry a gun, they try stealing that gun from him. They assault him and then they murder him, right? These are people who say, "Don't tread on me, don't tread on me," but they support ICE as long as they're killing the blue people, right? This is kind of sad state America's in right now. And personally, if you're in Minnesota, you need to arm yourself. Everybody in your neighborhood and every free time that you got needs to go outside, patrol your neighborhoods. You need to carry your guns. You need to stop these ICE agents. I'm not saying murder them. I'm saying legally own your weapons. Legally abide by all laws. Don't agitate ICE. You do have a right to film, but don't be throwing stuff at them either, right? Let them do all the aggression. Let ICE do all that stuff because there will be a day of reckoning when we actually have a real president, hopefully comes in, if we have a next election. I got a funny feeling this is the prelude to cancel the elections. In my personal opinion, we'll be lucky if we have another election. We'll be lucky if we can replace Kristi Noem and have her in custody, and a lot of these ICE agents and a lot of these January 6ers that should never have been working for the government. They literally went to the Capitol, killed police officers there, right? Now they get hired in by ICE because Trump and Kristi Noem thinks they're heroes. They should not even be working for the government for their act of terrorism. They should have been off the government list to begin with. Now they're getting paid to kill Americans, blue states that they already hate. They literally hired the people knowing who these people were. And they're so poorly trained that they're shooting with their friends and restraining these people on the ground. And he's lucky he didn't kill any of his friends. So to that one guy, he thinks it's like Call of Duty. Well, the problem with Call of Duty is they fire back. That's what you forgot, right? But in America, we still have a right for a Second Amendment. And I'm asking for everybody in Minnesota to respectfully obey by the laws, get your right to carry permit, get with your neighbors, and you get your cameras, put cameras up everywhere. You let them do all the instigating, but you need to protect yourself against this terrorist group. That's what the Second Amendment is actually for. This is actually the reason why you need to use it. They're acting like King George's, man, with these warrantless. And they're actually telling these ICE agents they don't need to have, you can ignore the amendment. You have a right to go into anybody's house now. Just kick the damn door down. They're literally trying to start a war. They're literally trying to go out and find people to kill. And it just won't be in Minnesota. It's going to be in every major city because every major city is blue. It's usually just the farmland territories that are red. They view you as a threat, even though they're the ones killing you. So to the ICE agents out there, congratulations, you're a murderer. What did the Bible say? Thou shalt not kill. You just executed somebody. And then you're going to laugh, and your friends are going to laugh and say, it's just like Call of Duty. That's how sick ICE agents are. ICE agents, if you're ICE, you are part of a terrorist organization. You are a terrorist. You are no different than ISIS. That's what ICE is. ICE is ISIS. That's American ISIS, ICE. That's what you are. If you think it's fun going around as Call of Duty and you get to execute people, you're sick in the mental and you don't deserve to have even a gun. Your gun needs to take from you because you're mentally unstable. That's one of the requirements to have a gun. You're supposed to be able to mentally make good judgments. And apparently ICE agents, they don't qualify for that. They never did. These people that are hired under Trump are insane. They're mentally unstable. They're murderers. They're rapists. They're thieves. And they want to break every right that you have, and they're going to laugh about it. Now, you can't count on the Minnesota police to do much. They don't want to get involved. But the National Guard probably should have been called, and ICE agents probably do need to be removed immediately out of the area. That's just going to have to happen. Other than that, the police is not going to... I'm telling you, you can only kill so many people before people say, F it. If you're going to die, I might as well die fighting. That's what's going to end up happening. They're going to kill one too many damn people in Minnesota being stupid, the low IQ ICE agents, and they're going to get their wish. And it ain't going to end the way they think it's going to end. And that's not something I want to see for anybody. I wish ICE agents actually had a little bit more respect, actually obeyed the law. I wish Kristi Noem wasn't in charge because she's a complete dunce, a complete idiot, right? That's why Trump hires him. Trump, by the way, if you get hired by Trump, he's not hiring you because you're smart. He thinks he thinks you're stupider than him. That's why he's putting you there. He put Kristi Noem there to have her as an scapegoat for the future because once court dates start happening, this is the first thing he's going to say about Kristi Noem. I barely knew her. I mean, somebody told me that she was going to be good. He's going to start distancing himself immediately from that because that's what he's done with everybody that he's ever hired. Because he only hires idiots. But anyway, like I said, cancel the freaking World Cup games to America. It's not worth it. Get the message out to everybody, including the foreign teams. If you are a World Cup fan, don't come. Cancel all your tickets. You demand the World Cup to move it to Canada and Mexico, two nations that actually respects and obeys laws. Because America right now, we have a terrorist organization known as ISIS walking around executing civilians. And it needs to stop or it's going to get a lot worse.